Hello guys, welcome to the web development course. We are going to set up our development environment, and what we'll be working on in this video is a web browser, a code editor, a version control system, and an account on GitHub. So I'm assuming you have a computer, but if you don't have one, I'll advise you to go to repti.com or go to codepen.io, or you can download the Sololan app and you can start coding. It's available for Android and it's also available for iOS. So without much further ado, let's get into it. Alright guys, for a start, we'll need a text editor. There are so many text editors available. There is Atom, there is Sublime Text, there is Visual Studio Code. But for this web development series, the text editors that I'll advise you to use is Visual Studio Code. This is what I'll be using. And for you to follow along, it's good to get. You are also welcome to use your favorite and download the Visual Studio Code from the official website. You can just go ahead. So let me pull out my browser. So this is my browser. You just go ahead and type Visual Studio Code. You can see in mine it's suggesting for me to complete. So you just go ahead and click download. You can see it's available for almost all the operating systems, the Windows, Linux, and Mac OS. So go ahead and download for the system that you're using and you'll be good to go. Yeah, so let's get back to Visual Studio Code. And in Visual Studio Code, I'd like us to download some extensions. Just head over to the extensions tab, which is this. The first one is Explorer. This is where you'll show the files that you are working on. You can search for a file or you can search for something on the file that you're writing, and this is for source control. So for this one, we go to the tab for extensions. Then the first extension I want to download is Live Server. You can type in small or caps, it doesn't matter. Yeah, so go ahead and download it. The second one is Prettier Code Formatter. So Prettier Code Formatter. So by Prettier, should go with the one that is the most popular one. That is the one by Prettier. You can see it's very popular. It has been downloaded like 27 million times. So it will be nice for us to have this to format our code in a pretty way. So the next tool I'd like us to talk about is a browser. So basically a browser is where we'll be able to render our pages, or we'll be able to view our pages in the web browser. So the browsers that I'm going to use is Google Chrome, and I'll advise you also again to get Google Chrome. You can go ahead and, if you don't have it, you can search for it in Google. You can go to google.com/Chrome and you should be able to see and download it for your system. It should automatically detect the system that you are in, so there's no need to worry about how to download on your system. It should always be automatic. Yeah, and that is it. The other thing I'd like to talk about in this video is what we call GitHub. GitHub is an internet hosting service for software development, version control using Git. So this is where people always host their projects, open source projects, and even some big companies use the GitHub to manage their projects and so on. Some employers actually use GitHub to check activity of employees or people that are applying for jobs in their companies, something like that. So if you want to create an account on GitHub, just type github.com on your browser and hit enter, and it should be able to take you to the official page, which might look something like this. So you can go ahead and sign up, type your email and sign up, or you can also use this button. And if you already have an account, just go ahead and sign in. We'll be using it in the future to host our projects and so on. So the other thing is Git. So Git is basically a version control system whereby it will help us to detect changes we make to our files locally and also globally. So you can work with other people with different files, and maybe at the end of maybe the project, you merge those projects together for you to maybe have one big project or something like that. Yeah, so that is it for this video, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.